Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum classics. I hope you all are safe and sound at your homes. As you guys know, we have started the chapter The Golden Crab in our physical learning classes. And today we are going to recap our story and we are proceeding towards the next part of the chapter as well. Let me read the chapter first, then we'll go for the explanation. Take out your books and open page number 33. Once upon a time, there was a fisherman who had a wife and three children. Every morning he went out fishing, and whatever fish he caught, he sold to the king. One day, among the other fishes, he caught a golden crab. When he came home, he put all the fishes together into a great dish, but he kept the crab separate because it shone so beautifully, and placed it upon a high shelf in the cupboard. Now, while the old woman, his wife, was cleaning the fish, she suddenly heard a voice which said, "Hello, please get me out." She turned round in surprise and then she saw the little golden crab. "What? You can speak, can you?" she said. Then she took him up and placed him on the table. Let's move towards the last paragraph. When her husband came home, they sat down to dinner. Presently, they heard the crab's little voice, saying, "Give me some too." They all were very surprised, but they gave him some food. When the old man came to take away the crab's dinner plate, he found it full of gold, and as the same thing happened every day, he soon became very fond of the crab. One day the crab said to the fisherman's wife, "Go to the king and tell him I wish to marry his younger daughter." The old woman went to the king's castle and told him what the crab wanted. The king laughed a little at the notion of his daughter marrying a crab, but he did not decline or reject the proposal altogether. He was a prudent monarch, and he knew that Crab was likely to be a prince in disguise. He said to the fisherman's wife, "Tell the crab I will give him my daughter if by tomorrow morning he can build a wall in front of my castle, much higher than my tower, with blooming flowers from around the world growing on the top." The fisherman's wife went home and gave this message to the crab. Then the crab gave her a golden rod and said, "Go and strike with this rod 3 times upon the ground on the place which the king showed you, and tomorrow morning the wall will be there." Let's move towards the page number 35. The old woman did so. The next morning, when the king awoke, what do you think he saw? The wall stood there before his eyes, exactly as he had described it. Then the old woman went back to the king and said to him, "Your Majesty, orders have been fulfilled." "That is very well," said the king, "but I cannot give away my daughter until there stands in front of my palace a garden in which there are 3 fountains, of which the first must spray gold, the second one will give in the diamonds, and the third brilliants." So the old woman had to strike again 3 times upon the ground with the rod, and the next morning the garden was there. The king now gave his consent, and the wedding was fixed for the very next day. The golden crab said to the old fisherman, "Now take this rod, go and knock with it on certain mound, then a servant will come out and ask you what you wish for. Answer him then, 'Your master the king has sent me to tell you that you must send him his gold garment that is like the sun. Make him give you besides the queenly robes of gold and precious stones which are like the flowery meadows, and bring them both to me. And bring me also the golden cushion." The old man went and did his errand. When he had brought the precious robe, the crab put on the golden garment and then crept upon the golden cushion. The fisherman carried him to the castle, where the crab presented the other garment to his bride. Then the wedding ceremony took place. Finally, the crab fulfilled his wish. Later, when the married pair were alone together, the crab made himself known to his young wife. He told her that he was the son of the greatest king in the world, but he was enchanted, so that he became a crab by day and was a man only at night. He also explained that he could change himself into an eagle as often as he wished. Then he shook himself and immediately became a handsome youth. But the next morning he was forced to creep back again into his crab shell, and the same thing happened every day. The priest's affection for the crab and the polite attention which she behaved to him surprised the royal family. They suspected some secret, but though they spied and spied, they could not discover it. Thus a year passed away, and the princess seemed happy, but her mother still thought the whole matter was very strange. At last she said to the king that he ought to seek his daughter, what, whether she would not like to have another husband instead of the crab. But when the daughter was questioned, she only answered, I am happily married to the crab. Then the king said to her, I will hold a tournament in your honor, and I will invite all the princes in the world. Then the king said to her, I will hold a tournament in your honor, and I will invite all the princes in the world to it. And if any one of them pleases you, you shall marry him. In the evening, the princess told this to the crab, who said to her, Take this rod, go to the garden gate, and knock with it. Then a servant will come out and say to you, Why have you called me, and what do you require of me? Answer him, Your master, the king, has sent me here to tell you to send him and golden armor and his steed and a silver apple, and bring them to me. The princess did so and brought him what he desired. The following evening, the prince dressed himself for the tournament. Before he went, he said to his wife, Now, mind you, do not say when you see me that I am the crab, for you, if you do, evil will come of it, and place yourself at the window with your sisters. I will ride by and throw you the silver apple. Take it your hand, and if they ask you, Who am I? Say that you don't know me. So saying, he repeated his warning once more and went away. So, student, that was the story of the golden crab. We almost complete half part of the chapter. The next part of the story we will discuss in next class. Now it's time for your assignment. You have to do question number 2 and question number 3 from books page number 42 in 3 to 4 lines.